New Year's Eve. My goodness, how time has flown. We're getting ready. Welcome to Super Pack Junior's channel. I am Super Pack Junior, strangely enough. Today we're going to do arcade versus console. It's one of my favorite games for the arcade years, and this would be, I don't know, a game that kind of launched a great many things. It was actually designed from the creators of Donkey Kong, and said game is indeed Mario Brothers. Now, this is not Super Mario Brothers. This is before that. 1983 saw the release of Mario Brothers for the arcade machines, and kind of coincidental, it was also the arcade game Crash, or the video game Crash, I should say. And we're going to take a look at this arcade game, as well as some of the popular home console versions that flew around as well. You probably have had one of these over the years, or you got one when you were a child, or whatever. This game was created by Shigeru Miyamoto and Gunpei Yokoi, and they were the developers of the Donkey Kong game. Some consider this to be the third Donkey Kong. There was actually a Donkey Kong 3 with Stanley. He was the exterminator. But this game, it introduced this guy right here, Luigi, and also introduced this little fellow over here called a Shell Creeper. We're going to see him, as well as the Side Stepper, and as well as the Fighter Fly. And there's also Slip Ice, and it also created the infamous POW button, which you will see in the center of the board, lower center of the board, in just a moment. This is the arcade cabinet. It was a really neat looking cabinet. Two players got to play at the same time, of course, and my best friend and I, we would play semi-co-op, more competitively than we were as cooperating. Excuse me. Instead, there's a better look at this bezel. I love the art. I love the control panel art. I love the side art particularly. What we saw earlier, that's the flyer. This was just simply a fun game to play. And they kind of tossed about the idea of how Mario would play, because in the old days, Mario literally was, he can only survive his own height. If you recall in Donkey Kong, if he fell just even a teeny amount too much, he would die. Well, they want to continue with this thought. And look at how what happened there. Looking at the level of the game, you can see that easily they are falling greater than their own height. In fact, there's Luigi up there, up with 800 points. And there's a Fighter Fly. There's some fireballs in there as well that kind of got introduced here. There's a Side Stepper going down, everything. There's the dreaded POW button that we just talked about. POW will flip everything upside down. But anyway, I'm bouncing around myself. They wanted to see how it would actually work if if Mario were a bit more superhuman. And so, therefore, he could hit the platforms above him and make them bounce. In other words, normally, you beat the hell out of your hand doing that. Also, this is the game where he became a plumber. In the previous game, Donkey Kong, he was a carpenter. So they kind of played around with that as well. This game started a lot of things, like I said, and it is a true fun to play with a second person. I love the ad says it makes it easier. Well, yeah, I guess it does in a way, but this game is not that easy. I've actually seen players go pretty far in this game. I've gotten pretty far myself. It's just a great game to play. Let's take a look at some of the versions. Look there. There you go. Pests they come out of pipes. Pipes, again, something you see in Super Mario Brothers. And of course, the same developers of the games, Shigeru Miyamoto and Gunpei Yokoi, would be involved with that as well. Now, Gunpei Yokoi also, he was the developer of the Game Boy. So he was the engineer, while Shigeru Miyamoto was the designer. And they did a lot of things together. And you see some of their names tossed about with other Nintendo titles. For example, The Legend of Zelda, Gunpei was a part of. Luigi. All right, let's take a look. Two of my favorite games side by side. How about that? We're going to take a look at the console versions then. That would be the Mario Brothers for the Atari 2600. I would dare say this is one of the more common ports that you would find, because of the fact that virtually everyone back in those days had the Atari. The weird part about this is that by this time, like I said, video games were pretty much coming into decline. People weren't as enthused with them as they had been in years past. I was starting to see a lack of quality control. And you can take a look at some of the games that came out around them. Some of them were actually really good games, but that one stinker in the room, E.T., literally started turning things on its end. And that's kind of a shame. This is indeed a fairly decent port. And they actually had it out long enough where they could actually get the box art changed to make it more look like the arcade flyer, which it wasn't. And of course they came out in a re-release as well when the Atari 2600 itself was re-released in the late 1980s. We'll also take a look at the 5200 version. 5200 version, I dare say it's a bit more graphically better than the 2600 version. That's without saying, because the 5200 was a more powerful system than its sister, the 2600. Again, new box art for that as well. And then there's the Atari 7800 version. We'll take a look at that. Actually, we're going to show you the NES version before the 7800 version. Looks like I got these out of order. The NES version, one of the reasons why I have an NES in the first place, there's Shell Creeper, there's Mario, and then the 7800 version, which came out shortly after that in 1988. This came out in 1986. And we're going to show you this in just a second. I'm going to switch its view here real quickly. So let me do that. They had a commercial. I love this commercial. I saw this when I was a kid. I thought it was great. There used to be a TV show back in the black and white days, I guess you would call it, called Car 54, Where Are You? It starred Fred Gwynn and Joey Ross, I think. And they had a very popular theme song. Well, they took that theme song and they incorporated Atari, which had the publishing rights for North America at this time, made a really funny commercial off of it. And we're going to go ahead and switch that over. I would like you guys to see that. Let's switch it over right now. And turn down the music for just a second.
Something's coming up the plumbing for Luigi's in a bind. Giant turtles out to get him, creepy crabs are right behind. Fighter flies, cheaper shites, they're all coming out the pipes. Mario, where are you?
It's Atari Mario Brothers with Mario from Donkey Kong, his brother Luigi, and lots of crazy creatures. And it's twice the fun when two play at once, because you need all the help you can get.
Mario, where are you?
Mario Brothers, new from Atari.
Oh, yes. Mario, where are you? I love that. Anyway. Car 54's theme. Great, great, great. I remember that very much. That's just one of the better commercials, I think, for video games in general. A lot of production went into that one. Of course, that was Luigi. Looking for Mario. Mario, where are you? Like I said, this game did introduce Luigi. And then about a couple of years after this particular game, Super Mario Brothers would make its debut versus Super Mario Brothers for the arcades, as a matter of fact. Unlike Mario Brothers, though, in that game, you would play not cooperatively, you play in turns. There are very few games out there that you could play cooperatively. Or competitively. There was Joust, Track and Field. Not too many others. Remember, the arcade games were only so wide. And I don't know of a cocktail table, nor of a cabaret table, rather a console of this, cabinet of this, rather. So it's one of the better games, I think, of its time. Again, it came out at a rather precarious time, simply because of the fact that the video games were falling out of favor. And this game managed to actually do well despite that. It sold almost 4,000 copies, cabinets, in North America for 1983. It made quite a few home versions, And you can actually find it even today in the virtual arcade from Nintendo. So let's take a look at it. I'm going to go ahead and switch it out real quickly. Let's get rid of Mario, where are you? Let's go to emulator. That's not the emulator. That is the emulator. There we go. I think we got it. I think so. And there is Mario Brothers coming in upside down. See, there's Mario and Luigi flipping up the thingies, representing the title. Just give you a little brief thing. I'm going to show you the attract mode real quickly. And like I said, my best friend and I, we did play against each other more than we played with one another. It's silly. We did that with Joust too. It was a lot of fun playing it that way. Like when you would flip the turtle over and then he would come up underneath me and flip it right back up just as I'm about to kick it over. Lots of good times. Played it in a supermarket for the most part. That's one thing about living where I lived as a kid. Grocery stores and everything like that, they had arcade cabinets in them as well. A couple of them did just down the street from us where we, Mom or Dad didn't have to take us there. We just rode our bikes there. And yep, there it was, Mario Brothers, right next to Pac-Man. Alright, so make sure everything is working. There we go. A little loud. I forgot about that. So let me turn down this real quickly. So I don't deafen people. Well, I could, but wouldn't work out too well, I guess. Okay. Here we go. One player. A little bit of Mozart to start things off. And so we begin. There's the POW button right there, by the way. There we go. Finally found the button that makes it jump. Now, if you flip them over, like that, you do want to pick them up before they flip back. And if they do flip back, well, they change color for the most part and get a little faster. And they can do that up to 2 times. Up there, that's of course a fireball. Collision with other objects, by the way, will cause them to reverse in direction. If you wait too long, a second fireball, a blue-green fireball, will come out and move side to side on whatever particular level you happen to be on. Whereas the red fireball just kind of bounces around a bit. Flipping things over gets you 10 points. Knocking them over gets you 800. If you knock over 2 or more things, I'm going to miss that coin. Yep. No, I didn't. All about that. That's the purpose of the POW. Now it reaches a little bit faster. Knocking over multiple things like that will increase the points that it's worth. 2-fold and 3-fold. Oh, go away. See, the fireball will actually bounce around and hit other things. I'm going to wait for the blue-green fireball to come up in just a second. There it is. And once it starts appearing, it doesn't stop until you complete the board. Like that. Bonus round. I'm going to try to get all the coins before time runs out. And I'm not going to do it that way. Good job. Yep, I'm going to give up on that one. Oh, come on. You can do it. Faster. Go faster. Yeah, you can do it on the first one. But you lose 5 seconds on the next one. I got an extra life. That's what that sound means. There's a sidestepper. It takes 2 times to flip it over. I still have a POW button. Barely. One more hit. It'll disappear. It will get replenished at the end of the next bonus round, which is about 3 of these later. Oh, good lord. Notice that he's a lot faster now as a sidestepper angry. Okay, he's going to come out from there. Oh, yep. Ah. There he appears from the side. And that platform will start to shrink in just a second. You're quite invulnerable right now until you step off. Like that. The game mechanics are fairly simple in this one. There's no super pattern to contend with or anything like that. You just have to, deal with the collision of things. There you go. Now they're going to start mixing up some of the baddies. You would see a kind of version of that in Super Mario Brothers, the turtles themselves. Sort of. Okay. Together. Wait for the coin to come back and hit me. Okay. And again, collision is key in this game. You want to use it to your advantage. Sometimes, like when you kick over a little baddie there, and you can kick a coin back into your favor. Now, that fireball up there is worth 1,000 points, and there's a good reason for it. It's a bitch to get rid of. Oh, he's relentless blue fireball now. And if you're not careful, in later boards, 2 of those can kind of stop your ability to do things. There's no real hiding place for any of this, by the way. Ah. There you go. Yes. As simple as that. Fighter fly. Now these are fun because only when they're touching the floor can you flip them over. That means that POW button can be quite useless. And look at that. Made it so where I couldn't get them. Ah! Ah! Now that fighter fly is just a smidge faster. It's going to start appearing out of the pipes, and of course, here comes the fireball. This game does get harder fast. Nope, couldn't get it. Now, if I do get rid of the red fireball, the next one will come out and be just quite a bit faster. Nope, couldn't do that. Yay! Oop. Here comes the coin. Of course. Idiot. Out of the wrong pipe for me. Let that one go. Now that red fireball will indeed come back. It's going to be a tad angrier. And the blue fireball is not happy. Oh, got it. Like I said, red fireball is a bit of a pisser right now. And now you have to use position, like I said, with collision. Just can't hang around there. No. Thank God the blue fireballs only appear on the levels that you are. Could you imagine? I'll wait for the next one to appear there. Good. There you go. That took a little bit of time there. NES board. Yep. Don't know why I did that. There you go. Yay! Boom. Right. Some side steppers here. Get away from me. There you go. I tell you, the game does get rather crazy sometimes. Wow. I am now deliberately hiding here. Yeah, see, it won't work this time, though. Okay. Now, this game is quite the challenge. And that's what made it fun. Like I said, can you imagine now 2 people playing this? Very easily. Will it make the game easier? That's debatable. Oh, jackass. Put the coin in the other direction. There you go. See if I can make it. Yes. Boom. Bonus round time. Let's see me screw this one up. These are slip ice. Only takes 1 hit, but don't let them hang around. That's why. And now we get the slip ice here. Yep. Don't think I'm gonna make it. Oh, wow! That sucked. Oh well, no bonus. But I did get 800 for each coin. That's not too terrible. Level 9. So the slip ice don't come out until you actually flip a creature over. Much like a coin. You may have noticed that coins come out after knocking over. And there it is. And he's not going to be able to freeze any boards because he never got to hang around one. Oh, I am trapped. I love the fact that he's burned. That is hysterical. Alright. And that means, of course, being that he is a slip ice, there he is. Back up. Ah! So easy. There he goes. And that's the end. Ooh, vanity table. Pretty good. It's a fun game. Like I said, it's a lot of fun to play. Great to play with other people. And what can I tell you? It started a lot of things. Like I said, Super Mario Brothers would be right around the corner a couple years later. And it's pretty much the game that we all got with our NES back in the day. I'm going to take a quick break. We're going to switch up the game real fast. And we're going to take a look at our first console version. Now, we saw the arcade version. Rather intensive. You saw multiple things coming at me. Fighter flies and shell creepers, sidesteppers, fireballs, slip ice. But will the home versions have the same thing? We'll find out in just a second. Stand by. Alrighty. Here is the first example of the console version. As you can see, it is indeed Mario Brothers. How about that? That's really all it says. Alright, so, basic game. There's some limitations. It is the 2600 after all. Can it actually stand up to the arcade game? And we've seen some examples where the arcade game and the, rather, the 2600 game does indeed stand up. Not a whole lot. Let's take a look. Should turn that up. Notice right off the bat that, well, the fireball just comes at you right away. I will turn that up. There you go. Fireball just seems to be random. There's the POW button there. Notice that the turtle did a about face. There was no collision on items like coins and turtles. And now there's only one turtle on the screen. We did see a maximum of 3 just now. Just happened to be 3 for the board. There's the next one. The limitation is that while there is a creature on the platform, another one cannot drop to it. So that's one limitation. It's also just the one fireball. Honestly, one is enough, in my opinion. POW button is just simply a block. It does change color. It will disappear after 3 hits, just like the POW from the Mario Brothers arcade game. One thing I didn't like about this, I'm just going to let the wafer, as they call it in the instructions, hit me. Every time you jump, you actually move forward about a couple of pixels or so. Oh. Close. How about that? Oops. Oh, that didn't help. Also, flipping them over is no points. Unlike the arcade game, which you at least got 10 points. They gave you some effort. You can't hit from below sometimes, so we'll try it one more time. Ah, that one worked. Oh! Fireball's getting a little snarky now. Or is it? It's still just random. Where it appears is just completely random. It doesn't. Whereas in the arcade game, where it appears where you are, at least on that level, this one not so much, but lately it is. Now it's not. Okay. Fireball's in the way. Okay. Oops. Yeah, and collision seems to be kind of a weird thing here. It does have the bonus round. Give him that. And sometimes making that extra jump. Okay, not too bad. Still have all my lives. Now here comes shell, rather the sidesteppers. Does it take 2 hits to knock them? It does. I got an extra life out of that one. And it's the ear-splitting ding. Forgot about that. Oops. Good job. Ah! Get away from me. I say, what happened to the previously angry one? Bye-bye, wafer. It's been nice knowing you. Yep. Could even call yourself a coin. notice that when if they're angry and they go into the pipe, good job, Pat. They go into the pipe, they come back out normal. Slight limitation again. But you just kind of have to adapt to the rules of the game. He doesn't like me. And the reason why he's faster because he is the last one, and that's by the little pesky rules that they have. Now he's like super fast. I'm gonna have to hit him again twice. One. All right. Let's see if I can luck out here. If I can. Yep, not gonna work. Unless I hit the POW button, and that looks like it's gonna have to happen that way. Not this time. Yes. Alright. That was almost painful, actually. Oops. Not gonna work this time. There's gonna be a couple of shell creepers as well as side steppers. I think there's gonna be 4 side steppers, if memory serves. Locked out that one. 2. That was the 3rd one. Ah! Take your chances. And this is a game where I hate it where... Oh, that was close. So I'll let him get up. Nah. I don't like it when the sidestepper is the final boss, rather final character, because he is a pain in the ass. Okay, those are the fighter flies, and true to their character, they can only be flipped if touching the floor. In some cases, it doesn't seem to really matter. You have to hit it just right. That fireball just stay down there. There we go. Okay. This game also, you can use limitations to your advantage. Where I was... There you go. I was literally using... Oops, come on. The fact that only one creature can appear on a level at a time. Really? You're going to put one right there, huh? Wow. You suck. Use that to your advantage by keeping the enemy count low. Whereas in the arcade games, and other versions for that matter, you can't do that. You can do that here. Extra life. And it rewards you with an extra life, deafness. Hey. Yep, stay up there, Fireball. I don't like you. I believe it's the last one. Nope. You're the last one. Yeah. Like I said, the basics of the game are here. Gotta give it that. And it is fun to play with 2 players. My brother and I would play this version a lot. Had a lot of fun with it. Go! F you. Ah! No! more work. Even more work. Hey. There you go. I believe this is a bonus round. Yep. Okay. Good, clean miss. See that? Put that in your replay. Oh, I got it this time. Woohoo! I'm gonna make it! Do I get bonus points for that? Don't know. There's your slip ice. Now, incorrect to the game. This is the only creature. I take that back. They appear before you flip over creatures. And as long as I have a creature there, he won't be able to do anything. Now watch this. Will he? Nope. I will let it. I take it back. I won't let it. I decided against it under the circumstances. Yep, there you go. Boink. Yes. This game is far easier than that of the arcade game. I'll tell you that. You saw that. How many things actually come. Are you kidding me? Oh, the fire. Well, now the fireball just doesn't play around. Wow. Yep. I'm gonna die by fireball here. There you go. 59-3. Not too bad. Not too bad. Not too bad. Worthwhile game. Like I said, it was a lot of fun to play co-op. And my brother, much like my best friend, would get snarky sometimes and decide to go for the kill instead. As you're about to kick off the creature, it will flip it right back up. That's all this game really had to offer. It did have extra levels, by the way. You can increase difficulty to the game. Let's see if I hit the right button for once. Nope, it's not. Regardless. Little fun game. We're going to switch up real fast. We're going to take a look at the NES version. No, excuse me, the 5200 version. I'm sorry. Oop, there he is. 5200 version. Not too many people had a 5200. The Atari 5200, I should say. It was a good version. It was a good game. There it is. I want to make this. There you go. Once again, don't want to deafen anyone. I'm going to take a look at the demo. All right. As we take a look at it, see, Mario will do a lot of dying. Calling this a demonstration is generous, because all he's really doing is jumping around haphazardly, randomly, it seems. But you get the idea, and here comes the fireballs. One of those fireballs will stop, and one of them will continue bouncing around. The graphics are quite a bit superior to that of the 2600 version. Certainly hope so. And I'll say they did a pretty good effort on this one. Now we're going to actually play this game here. So hit that. And let's get started, shall we? With Mario Brothers. So we're going to actually do a little bit of collision testing, like that. Yep. Here is your coin. Not bad. The controls are pretty solid here. Of course, you had to put up with the 5200 joystick, but when it worked properly, it actually was pretty decent play. I failed to mention on the 2600 versions, the controls were pretty good, very responsive. Sometimes, though, the collision detection was just simply wonky. Or here, the collision detection is pretty good. And the little details here, like the wheels there on the pipes and such. Nice touch. Oh! We'll flip them back up. I think this is the emulator's doing itself. I noticed I have no score. That's fine. It's all fine. Little details like that. Like the shell creeper coming out of its shell, kicking it over. Nice touch. Oh! Keep coming. Keep coming. I don't want to run into the... Difficulty is fairly accurate to that of the arcade game. It gets hard. That's a good example. Okay. Come here, coiny. Oh, goodness. Forgot about the fireball. Overall, yes, this was a version to have. Wow. Accidental skill there. It's one of the things I really loved about the 5200 version. It could actually do it. It actually had, you know, if you had a good programmer, you can actually get away with a lot of things here. Oh, you... Second. Yeah. Let's wait till the turtle comes back. There we go. There we go. There's a bonus board. A little slower. It's a little faster. And not surprising. Yep. See if maybe I can get those two. I do have 20 seconds. Nope. Oh well. Nobody's perfect. There's your shell creeper. Rather, there's a side stepper. Very good. Dare say they look fairly similar to that of the Nintendo arcade version. Can you jump over them? You sure can. You notice I used the POW button rather sparingly. There you go. I'm going to sacrifice that one. A new one was coming because I did not go with 3. And there he is. This one does indeed remain angry, coming back out of the pipe, which is good. Shell creepers. A pair of those. 4 of the side steppers. Boom. Nope. Missed. There you go. Okay. Flip back up. Yep. That was going to happen. Watch out for the fireballs, because here they come. I think one of the greater things about this game also was its... Oh, wow, that's close. Was that it simply was unpredictable. And I kind of like that. Oh, crap. I kind of like that in games. I mean, I like... Oh, no. What the hell was I thinking? I do like pattern. Pattern and predictability are sometimes different. Pattern, you know, doesn't always mean it's going to work out because of unpredictability. Ms. Pac-Man's a good example of that. There is a little bit of a pattern there as far as where the ghosts go, especially the orange and blue ones, but not the red and the pink ones. Power button's almost out. I believe that's my last life. Nope. One more. Okay. Careful. Got me anyway. Like I said, nowhere to hide on those. I'm rather curious why the other fireball is not coming at me at the level in which I'm standing. Oh well. And here comes everyone's least favorite, the fighter fly. Let's see, will they jump over it? Aha! And it hit none of them. Great! No, that one hit. Okay. Not quite questionable physics, but... or collision, I should say. Okay. Very good. I just gotta wait for that butterfly to come back around to the top. There you go. Nope. And that's it. That's a pretty good game. That is a pretty good game. Okay. Alright, now it doesn't want to play. But there's more! We're not even done with our first hour yet. You know what? Reset. If ever in doubt, reset, folks. It's probably the emulator's way of saying that I suck. Alright, so. We want to at least get to the slip ice. As the demo does not go there. Unfortunately. Now, does this game stand up to the arcade game easily? Yes. Nintendo had not released their version yet for the NES because, well, the NES-A didn't exist yet. That's a very good reason. And by this time, at this time rather, in North America, Atari had publishing rights. So, there's that. Alright. But, again, the 2600 version was okay. Yeah, idiot. I deserve that one. That's a lot of turtles. Oop. There we go. The problem with this version is it's just simply you didn't have a 5200. And as a result, it didn't sell well. But if you did have one, like I said, it was certainly worthwhile having. And the problem also was timing. By this time, like I said, video games had fallen out of favor, or at least are beginning to fall out of favor. While the arcade game did very well, arcade games suffered, but they didn't suffer nearly as much as the consoles did. Remember, you got out of your house to go play the arcade version. Arcades suffered, yes, but they didn't suffer as badly as home game sales. Okay, see if I can do it this time. Yep. Yeah. All right. Yay. And considering they've had more time to really see what a console could do after Donkey Kong. And if you got the Atari 50th collection, by the way, on Steam, the Atari 50th Anniversary collection, although it doesn't have Donkey Kong in its collection, they did interview the designer of the 2600 Donkey Kong, and he pointed out that there was no collaboration with Nintendo on any of this. That was close. That was dumb. I'll just go away. Alright. Remember that, folks. That was close, and yet it's also dumb. All the way over there, huh? And with a fireball to boot. Come on, come on, come on! Hey! Close. Nope, because he's fast. No, you suck. You suck. Thank God they only have 3 speeds. Still. 1. Not 1. Seriously? Of course, down there in Fireball Haven. Oh, goody. Now it'll be even faster. Alright. Okay. Don't know why I did that. Sometimes I actually think I lose my mind. Whoa. I'm gonna risk him flipping back over. Yeah. Okay. Okay. There you go. Alright, I'm going to see if I can actually get this fireball here. This is a pain in the ass. And I missed. I'd like to get out of the bottom row here, but... one way or the other, I suppose. Okay. Oh, really? And that's how you screw up, guys. Ah! Okay. Oh, you son of a... And I'll give it this. It was just as frustrating as the arcade game. I'm gonna give it that. That's not quite a compliment, but it's there, so what it's worth. Nope. I am denied. Oh, didn't get away fast enough. Alright. Here comes fireballs in just a second. Boom! Yep, there they are. Alright. Temporarily safe up here. Till we get a fireball up here. Oh wow. Okay. Surprised that worked. Come on, come on, come on. Nope. Son of a... Frickin'. And once again, you gotta wait for the frickin' fly to come back over here. Okay. You can do it, Pac-Man. You can do it. You can't do it because you suck. Probably, you know, as you watch this in the replay, ask yourself, why aren't you using the PAL button? Why should I? I mean, it is there for convenience. It's also there to be a pain in the ass. Like when you kick something, you're about to kick something over and boom, there it goes. Bye! No. Because A, it's down there. Oh, wow, that's close. Okay, just stay up there, fireballs. Boom! Yes! Off you go. Thank you. Weep. Weep. There's a lot going on, isn't it? Alright. Yeah, fireflies don't seem to collide with one another, which is kind of interesting. I guess that's fine. Could be fine, I don't know. There you go. Give me my damn coin. I don't see no coin. There it is, okay. Why? Yeah. Okay. Screw this. I want to get to the slip ice. Oh, that was close. That was close. Yeah. It's chilly down here. Brr. Yes. Yes. You only have 15 seconds. Okay. Notice everything's taking a bit of a blue pallor here. It's because it's cold. Kick over the shell creeper and expect a slip ice to show up. There it is. And they'll now be coming out every so often. And that's because the designers of this game... Yeah. That's not supposed to happen that way. It's supposed to go the bottom ones first, and then the middle, and then the top. But, whatever. I gave up on being picky to detail anymore. I'm about to say, don't land on the frickin' turtle! Hey, I got one. There you go, Mr. Slip Ice. F you. Ah, get away, get away, get away! Alright. Oh, there's a slip ice. Might just thwart my life here. Nope. Not too bad. Alright, now purple crabs. Again, very good version. Gameplay is top-notch. The controls are excellent. The quirkiness of the game is... It's there. Graphics are good. Solid game. Yes, this does stand up to the arcade game very, very easily. I will say that. So the Ataris so far, it's kind of a mixed bag. You did pretty good with the 2600. Doesn't, you know, it's better two-player on that game, I'll tell you that right now. But again, game limitations. This one didn't have any of those limitations. It just played just like you would expect from the arcade game. And considering that this is an Atari port, that's not too bad. 5200 did have a good system. It was expensive, but it did have a good system. We will take a break real fast, and, oh, I don't know. Let's see what we got here. I'm going to hook up the Atari, rather the NES version. That's next up in line. And for those of us who had a Nintendo Entertainment System, and we saw Super Mario Brothers, and you got to play Super Mario Brothers at home, saying, oh my god, it's exactly like the arcade. It wasn't exactly like the arcade, but enough for you to be satisfied that it, you know, this was indeed Super Mario Brothers. Little changes here and there, little cosmetic differences and where things were placed. Other than that, yeah, the hardware was there. So you would think the hardware would be there for Mario Brothers, a game nowhere near as complicated. We'll find out after I hit pause. Star Princess's Skek. Thank you for the follow. I appreciate it. Thank you very much. saw the Ataris for the day. Now, I gotta remember, this is pre-Nintendo stuff that we just saw. So, the Nintendo Entertainment System, the Famicom, didn't exist yet. So now we come up past Nintendo. Nintendo has now released their consoles. They have pretty much started getting a great deal of attention. I love the story about how the Nintendo Entertainment System even got to be. The Famicom, if you ever see the differences between the two consoles, they are night and day. The Famicom looks like a game console. You know, you put the cartridge, stick it in the top, you know, turn on the thing, boom. The Nintendo Entertainment System, however, didn't. You flipped open a door. What? Yes. And you put it in forward and pressed down. And the reason why I did that is because it wanted to not be too associated with video games. Bad taste in the mouth still of video games. Nintendo actually went to Atari to, hey, can you produce our console for us? And the president of Atari said, no, we're out of this business. We're done. Go away. So they said, fine, we'll do it ourselves. And they did. Watch the attractive mode. Sorry about that. Let's go ahead and flip it over real quickly. There it is. Oh, we saw that before, sort of. So they made it themselves. They actually were out in the streets of Manhattan selling the thing, you know, just like if it were a kiosk or whatever. Selling the consoles to people who walked by, and they were successful with that. And this was the president of Nintendo at the time doing that. Not just, you know, anybody. So they figured if they can do that there, they can do it anywhere, and they did. And by 2 years, yay! It's a success. Now, in 1986, they released this game. This is of the classic arcade series, and of course, this is not Super Mario Brothers, it's just simply Mario Brothers. Looks very similar, plays very similar, I will say that, but I was a little disappointed with it because of the graphics, believe it or not. It's there's no reason why it couldn't be identical to that of the arcade game. But here we are. Neither were any of the... Well, no, I take it back. Some of the other games were quite dead on, like Hogan's Alley. Of course, used the Zapper. Same thing with Duck Hunt. Yes, those two were arcade games. Duck Hunt was definitely an arcade game. Pinball. If you ever played the Nintendo Entertainment System's Pinball, that's simply what it was called. That, too, was an arcade game. So was Popeye. But Popeye, of course, had a little bit of a high resolution where Nintendo couldn't really do that. So let's go ahead as we listen to the attract mode for the third time. You got player game A, one player game B, and then two players. Two players, of course, you would start that if you had a second controller plugged in. And there's Luigi. And the characters look similar to that what we saw in the arcade game a little while back at the top of the show. But game A is an easier game versus game B is a harder game. I'm not going to torture myself just quite yet. I already did that with the 5200 version. Okay. Shell creepers are a bit smaller, but the principle is still the same. And yes, they're still a pain in the ass. And yes, they do change color when they flip. Now watch. I'm going to let him just take care of his own business there. Much smaller fireballs. Do something. I'm surprised the red fireball hasn't appeared yet. On top of the POW! Of course, the POW is ever-present. It is all-powerful. It will make everything flip, provided it's touching the floor. That's why I love the fighter flies from this game. Simply because... Oh, really? Not me like that. F you. Because they don't always touch the floor. Really? 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 There. You happy? And sooner or later that blue fireball or green fireball will start making its presence known. Come on, coin, this way, thank you, and go away. Oh, goody, I got rid of the red fireball just as it was forming. Well, now it's going to be an absolute jerk. Oh, ah. when it reappears, and the turtle will come out of this pipe right here. There you go. Scoring is same as the arcade version, 200 for the blue, 1,000 for the red. Complete miss. Good job. Yeah. Enough time to go get it? Yep. Yay! Alright. No introduction, so I do get an extra life out of that one. Have you noticed that the side steppers, rather, seem to be a little incomplete? And that's because it's a little thing with how many sprites can be on a line. Oh, dumbass. I'll learn. No, I won't. I'll do it again. Jeez. Oh. And so to compensate for that, they flicker, so that you can have more than what's necessary to be on that line. That was a hardware limitation. There's not a whole lot you can do about that. I did like the new sound effect of Mario's walk. It's rather melodic. So this game is absolutely dumb. This game is actually charming. And yes, why not? Love how the coin bounces around from crab to... Oh, come on. Oh. Yes, I did. Good job. I hope I made chat settings available if you want to chat with me. I know that others have chatted with me as well. I hate to think the shield mode is preventing that. I'm going to turn it off for right now. And if you are watching, if you'd like to chat, be my guest. Greatly would appreciate it. Alrighty. Let's see what we got here. Let's do one more game. This time, I'm going to be dumb and play a harder version. Because I can. Alright. Now, what's the difference between this and the Game A version? It's just basically the fireballs. They appear sooner, and they're more pain in the ass, that's all. There you go. Ah. So yes, before Super Mario Brothers, there was plain Mario Brothers, you know? Without the bananas. Oh wow. I was ready to... There you go. In the face of a fireball. My adversary. Seriously? Get them both this time. Thank you. There you go. Okay. That classic start sound, you know, when you pause the game, you'd hear that. It's the same thing as an extra life here. What am I doing? Oh, of course. Yep. Saw that coming. Stupid idiot. All right. And I dare say the Game B makes it more true to the arcade version, where you just go insane after a while. Especially thanks to the blue fireball. Green fireball in this case. Bye-bye. There you go. So the question now comes, does this game stack up to the arcade game? Of course it does. Again, a little disappointed with some of the aesthetics. Like, there's no reason why the shell creepers should look like they do. When you take a look at the Super Mario Brothers game, they kind of look like those turtles there, didn't they? But they came from this game. Hey, no, you suck. Yeah. Okay. I shall wait for the shell creeper, barring the fireball coming at me. That was close. Close, close, close. There you go. Get my coin. And I have nothing against using the PAL button. Like I said, I like to use it sparingly, for the reason being that it's there for emergencies. Again, incomplete sprites simply because, well, you can. This game is a busy game. You can easily get a lot going on. Fireballs. Eventually, a slip ice comes out. Coins. You, Luigi, etc. So easily a busy game. Okay, now we're gonna get a little bit of everything here. Okay, shell creepers should start coming out in a second. Bing. Fireball should be in any second now. Alright, right on cue. Okay. Ding. Okay, gonna make it hard. Make it hard. Alright, bonus level. This time. You suck. Yep. Hey, I got them all. That's all that matters. Okay, everyone's favorite, the slip ice. Slip ice has a rule, though. You can't get one until you knock one of these little fellas over, like that. First you get the coin, and then you get the rotten slip ice here in just a second, as soon as it is available to come out. There it is. And he will not get to slip up. Oh, you suck. Yep. Oh, okay. Again, he will be denied slipping out. Yep, there you go. Oh! Didn't even see you. Not paying attention! I'm good at that! So yeah, it makes it up. Oh, you would. Ah. There you go. Ta-da! That was a mistake. An accident. So I use them again. Alright, well, so much for that. Now I got a fast one. Should have seen that coming. Ooh, what neat sounds. Excellent. Beep, 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 beep. Yep, 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 yep. Alright. Oh, close. Yep. That's slow. Slip, 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 slip. Oh my goodness. I did better on the hard game than I did on the easy game. That's something? Not quite how it works. But I did hear it. Pardon me as I take my sip. Sorry about that. It's a good game. This was certainly worthy of having for the Nintendo. Certainly worthy playing with a partner. It was just simply a lot of fun. And it was very much like having the arcade game in your home. That was kind of the idea. Of course, a lot of time had passed. 3 years had passed, and some people had changed hands. But the primary people who were responsible for the game in the first place were with Nintendo for years. In fact, Shigeru Miyamoto is still with Nintendo, of course, to this day. In fact, his name is so synonymous with Nintendo. Unfortunately for Gunpei Yokoi, he developed a lot of things for Nintendo. He also developed the Game Boy for the Nintendo. Of course, everyone and their mom had a Game Boy. Literally, my household, my brother, myself, and my mother had Game Boys. But he also developed the Virtual Boy. And that's going to be a subject for another time, but let's just say that that is the reason why he is no longer with Nintendo. Unfortunately, he passed away shortly thereafter, so tragically. But again, that's another day for another story. And of all the systems that I've owned over the years, and I have, God, I have even the more, let's say, the more rare systems, like the 3DO, and I have the CDI and the Jaguar and the TurboGrafx and all that. I never had a Virtual Boy. I even have a GCE Vectrex in my living room as we speak. But you could not give me a Vectrex. I mean, you could not give me a Virtual Boy. I even have a 32X. But no Virtual Boy. And it's just because it sucked. It was horrible. There it is. So it was the first proof that Nintendo was not infallible. Moving on, we're going to move to the next game up on our little list here. That I believe is the final game. And once again, I'm going to have to be a little careful with the sound. It is loud. So, competing with Nintendo Entertainment System of this time was Atari once again. And Atari, they saw that, oh my God, video games became popular again. What have we got? Well, we got this thing sitting on the shelf for the last 3 years. It's called the Atari 7800. And they hurriedly got it out and put it out for all to play and everything like that. It was a affordable machine, I will say that. I had one. It had some good arcade titles to it, but it just didn't have the support like Nintendo did. That third-party support is crucial for games, because without it, you can't survive. And that's something even years down when the Dreamcast got released in the 90s, late 90s, matter of fact. It did not have key support from one particular publisher, I should say, That would be Electronic Arts. They refused to put out anything for it. That's too bad. Dreamcast was an awesome machine. Okay, I'm going to move this over to the side if I can. Just turn that off one more time. And move that down. Yes, thank you. Move that down. Fatal error. All right. I love fatal errors because I picked the wrong one, didn't I? Sure did. Dumb. Okay. And let's do that. That's it. And now I will do that. And now I will do this. And it stayed. Yay. That's okay. You don't have to worry about me. I've been nuts long time. Ah! Loud! Yes, that's a sign of things to come, folks. Or maybe not. No, screw it. All of a sudden, it does not want to play. Let's do a reset. There it goes. Let's see if I can get that volume to go down. It doesn't appear so. Alright. Yes. Oh, yes. Oh, now you show up. Okay. It looks like the NES version, but it doesn't sound anything like it, though, does it? We're gonna let it go through its track mode. So anyway, Atari 7800 had now launched out, and they got some good arcade titles, like they had Asteroids, they had Centipede, Dig Dug, Ms. Pac-Man, Pole Position 2, which came with the system, Xebius. Some of their other games weren't so hot, though. They did have the Epix titles, like the Winter Games and the Summer Games, but resulting in Atari winning... God. Well, they had still a melodic step there. And somewhat unreasonable facsimile of sounds from the NES title, and they're showing level 10 showed all characters. The reason why they did that. Yeah, poor Mario. There's a bonus thing. Atari sued Nintendo for antitrust. If you released a game on the Nintendo Entertainment System, you could not get it on any other console for 2 years, and Atari didn't like that, along with some other things that they did, and they sued and won. And that's how Donkey Kong Jr., and Mario Brothers were released for Atari 7800, because they actually still had publishing rights to it. So, here we go. Now, this Mario here is similar to that of the Donkey Kong Mario for the 7800 as well. Fortunately... doesn't have the same limitations. So he's a smaller Mario, in other words. Oh. The main detractor was the sound. It played very similar to that of the... I'm looking at the Shell Creepers. Yeah, looks so damn goofy. Sorry. Played just like the NES version, I will say that, yes. And, barring sound, it's a fun game to play cooperatively. But, sometimes... it's just kind of hard to get around certain things. And it just seems, for whatever reason, it just lacks that charm. Nintendo sound effects, I mean, you hear them every day, practically. When you refer to 8-bit sound, that would be Nintendo sound. And it's part of its charm. Alright. Now, unlike Nintendo, however, there is no limitation as far as sprites are concerned. Atari's hardware kind of made that rather interesting. One of my favorite Atari 7800 games in total, of all of them, is Robotron 2084. Not only does it look and sound very much like the arcade game, it actually plays just like it too. You can actually use both joysticks, where one will move the player, the other one will aim the shooter. And I thought they did a marvelous job of that one. Goodness. Of course. I think the yep. Damn fireball. Try it again. There you go. With all the moving robots and stuff like that in Robotron 2084, it didn't have pixels, or sprites rather, half phasing in and out. It didn't have that problem. And subsequently, neither did any other Atari 7800 game. It's something about their hardware. Boom. It's a good idea to get rid of the shell creepers before, rather the sidesteppers, before you get rid of the shell creepers. Okay. There you go. So graphically, it's pretty good. Yes, those are fireflies. Just have to take my word for it, I guess. Oh, that was close. Flip it right back up there. There you go. Oh, stay down. There you go. I can deal with a fast fighter-fly more than I can deal with a... Oh. Seriously? Pretend you all didn't see that. Alright, so... the sound effects, however, were that much of a thing for me. And I would get this if I didn't have a Nintendo Entertainment System. Really? I was... Okay. Really? Let's try this again. There you go. Excellent. But I had a Nintendo, so did just about everyone else for that matter. Slip ice. Alright. Perfect. Yes. Alright. Bonus. Not bad, not bad. Alright, so phase 9. So the demo does phase 10 because it's one of the few phases where everything's out there all at once. And we're about to see the slip ice. He's gonna mess up the... Yep. Ah. Yes. No! Alright. Oh, that's painful. That's just a little painful. Nevertheless, though, there it is. Alright, so that is the Mario Brothers edition of Arcade vs. Console. I dare say, for the most part, each version had its own little issues. Nintendo Entertainment System's version probably had the fewest issues out there. Were they worth it? Did they stand up? For the most part, yeah. The home versions did indeed hold up just nicely. I thought that, you know, being the party game it was, it'd be perfect for, you know, for your friend to come play with you. Even Mom played with me, for crying out loud. And why not? Why not? It was a good game to play, and there were other console versions of it as well. By the way, it wasn't just limited to those. Oh my goodness! Let's see, what was it out on? I had a list here in case my memory failed, which it does from time to time. Let's see, they had it for the arcade, the 2600, 5200, 7000, Atari 8-bit, that's their computer, PC-88, FM7, Commodore 64, the NES, the Amstrad, CPC, the ZX Spectrum, which was, yeah, the Game & Watch. The Game & Watch was prior to that of Game Boy. That was just literally an LCD game. In fact, you see it on some of the other games that Nintendo has released, like the little action figure that just kind of moves, you know, frame by frame by frame. That is from Game & Watch. And the Game Boy Advance had that as well. You could actually get the NES Classic series for your Game Boy Advance. So, yeah, it had its day. It has its day. It is one of my absolute favorite arcade games to play with somebody. And neat thing, you didn't take turns, unlike most two-player games of the day. And there were some co-op games. There was Contra, that was a co-op game. Joust could be, if you wanted to play it that way. But certainly this one as well. And it's just a blast. And this is the game that, again, got things started for the Super Mario Brothers world. This is the first game, literally, I wouldn't call it part of the franchise, though, because it's so separated from Super Mario Brothers. But it's the game that is the precursor to Super Mario Brothers, where you get Luigi out of the game, you get the Shell Creeper out of the game. The fact that he's a plumber comes from this game. The coins came from this game. The POW button came from this game. All that. It's just a lot of fun to play. And of course, you got a very funny commercial out of it as well. That's going to wrap it up here. We're going to wrap it up a little early today. This is the new year, after all, coming tomorrow. My goodness. Can't believe 2022 is coming to an end in just a matter of hours. So, please, if you do go out somewhere tonight, stay safe. Be good to one another. We need to start off the year right. No bad feelings, think good thoughts, as my mom would say. And with all that, I will see you next time. Put on the right music, as a matter of fact, there. I will see you next time here on Super Pack Junior. We'll continue on with Crystallis on Monday evening. First episode of the new year. And we will have some additional features coming up as well. I'm going to see if I can get the camera to work properly with this. so that you all can see me as well as hear me as I play. And also there will be a little segment on the future arcade versus consoles. Can my wife play it? My wife loves video games too, but some games she is a bit intimidated by, and so therefore we're going to see if she can play it. Now, she could play either the arcade version or any of the home versions. It'll be a lot of fun, and she is a willing participant with this particular thing. So I hope you stick around for that as well. Don't forget, there is a YouTube page that I have that has the episodes that are no longer on Twitch. You'll find there's a link there in my profile. I also have an Instagram page. You can take a look at some of the junk that I've collected over the years. And my original YouTube page is also here as well. That's the Match Game Tribute channel that I put together literally, I think, 2006? When YouTube was quite the infant. But nevertheless, it's there as well if you want to check out some of the stupid stuff that I put up back in the day. Match Game was a game show that I grew up with as a kid. It was a lot of fun to play. A lot of fun to watch, I should say, with Gene Rayburn and the rest of the wacky staff. Folks, have a good day. Have a good day. I'll see you next time. Till then, Super Pack Juniors signing out. Bye.